Iost. So we are constantly seeing a battle of layer ones, layer twos. This is a constant thing these days. Basically, obviously Ethereum is the OG of smart contract tech, and it is, it's just not fit for purpose. Let's be honest. Like what Ethereum is now is a store of value. And Ethereum is excellent in that it is the first of its kind in terms, like it's got first mover advantage. Tons of layering solutions have been built on top of it. But there is not a need to build on Ethereum anymore. But basically, Ethereum has brought to light, like the inception of Ethereum resulted in tons of different layer ones that are trying to offer solutions. Iost is one of them. So I want to talk about where this can go in this bull cycle. Before I get into it though, guys, if you're new here and you don't know what the spreadsheet is, these are the first 26 coins that I did videos about on the channel. When I did these videos, I showed myself buying all of these coins. If you'd have done the same, popped $100 into the coins when I released the videos, sat on them for 16 months and then sold them, your total profit in under a year and a half would have been over 123 grand. In under a year and a half, you could have bought a house. Now, this, again, it took a year and a half or 16 months. You've got less time now. We're already in a bull cycle. Bitcoin and Ethereum have been moving, but the rest of the market is still is yet to really move. So you've got a little bit of time to get your portfolio sorted. If you go to copymycrypto.com and check out the site, that's the site I run where I share my entire portfolio with my members. So if you were to join today, you'd see the whole thing. Whenever I add to my portfolio with a new coin, I let my members know what coin I'm going to add and at what price. Whenever I sell a coin, I let my members know what coin I'm going to sell and at what price. This means my members get in on cryptos at the same, get out of cryptos at the same price, so they make the same profit and they don't have to do any work. If you go onto the site, you'll see the successes we've had. That's why there are thousands of members on the site. This year will be no different. And if you don't have your portfolio sorted, have a read through that site because it will be able to help you out before these markets start ripping. Now, Iost. So first of all, look, Iost has been around for a while, since 2018. It's only been through one bull cycle because this was after the bull cycle that it launched. And it's worth noting, look, it hit its high immediately when it launched. It's not actually been that high since. Iost describes itself as an ultra-fast blockchain network with its own nodes, wallets, and it's based on the next generation consensus protocol dubbed Proof of Believability. Founders of Iost are Jimmy Zhong, Terrence Wang, Justin Lee, Ray Zhao, Sa Wang, and Kevin Tan. Now, Zhong has founded other tech startups in the US and China. After his university days, he returned to Beijing and co-founded Iost. Previous experience includes serving as an Uber software engineer. Lee worked as an investment banking associate at Goldman Sachs and a data scientist at Mobike. Tan was a co-founder at EtherCap while he received a degree in computer science from Tsinghua University. Sorry if I'm ruining the name there. Zhao co-founded Dora alongside Jimmy and Sa, and an AI company focused on intelligent kiosks. So they have a strong building resume between all of them. And Iost looks to be a competitor for Ethereum. I mean, its block time is half a second. It does 8,000 transactions per second. You can build basically any app on Iost without being concerned about the speeds. You can attain free resources via staking the Iost. When you actually look at it, it's more than 5 times as fast as its competitors. It's incredibly cheap comparatively as well. Don't forget, one of the big issues with something like Ethereum is the cost. You're going to pay $200 for a swap on Ethereum sometimes. It's wild the amount of fees that are still on Ethereum, but again, it's more of a store of value these days than it is a blockchain. And Iost are looking to continue to add. They have already been doing mainnet upgrades, optimizing their transactions per second. They've done wallet upgrades. They have simplified new account registration. They're actually exploring the possibility of connecting the Iost mainnet with a ton of different layer 2 cross-chain solutions as well. And coming into Q2, they're going to be looking at enhancing the consensus stability. They're looking at integrating various dApps, API consolidation, and performance enhancements for the block explorer. Improving official Iost services. They're going to be strengthening research and development in on-chain infrastructure in areas like DeFi, NFT, GameFi, and Web3, all areas I would be focused on. And a big thing is they're collaborating with Hong Kong partners to research and develop real-world assets and security token offerings for businesses. Now, real-world assets is a really important area to start exploring. Reason for this is it's the area that I think everyone is going to expect significant growth in. I've been to conferences this year, and the biggest talking point consistently has either been AI or real world assets. The tokenization of real world assets is going to become a thing, because fundamentally you can look at your BlackRocks, you can look at every single major company, and what do they all realize? They're leaving a ton of money on the table by not tokenizing the real world assets that they're in control of. The moment that they are tokenized, there is more money that can flow into their back pockets, and that's what matters to them. It makes total sense. The issue with real world assets is always fundamentally going to be regulation. How do you do this without having huge risk on the assets that you are tokenizing? You know, the risk of a hack is enormous in crypto. The risk of liquidations. You know, imagine if there's leveraged on, thousands and thousands of houses that have been tokenized, and the leverage causes liquidations. Does that affect the underlying asset? How badly does that affect the underlying asset? The risks are enormous, so the regulatory landscape is a nightmare. But everyone has to start taking it into consideration, because if you are the first mover in that space in terms of really getting the ball rolling and hitting the regulation, meeting the regulations, the money that can flow in is staggering. I mean, you're talking of trillions of dollars. Iost's actual ecosystem isn't too bad. It's not amazing. They are with people, as you can see, you've got your polka dots in there. You've got Iost Starter, sorry. Yokozuna Finance. I wonder if that actually is a nod to the wrestler. There's some dexes. It's not amazing, but the team, to be fair to them, as of right now, are focused mainly on improving the actual technology around Iost. Now, a couple of things that are really positive. They're apparently going to be doing a big push on key opinion leaders as well. So that might result in more targeted marketing for them. Let's see. There's a couple of things that bode really well for Iost. Firstly, look, the price is very, very cheap, combined with the fact that there is a huge supply, means that there are going to be a lot of people that are interested in this as a potential moonshot. It doesn't mean it is, but it does. But people do think that way. Retail investors think that way hugely. That's why meme coins do so well, so often in terms of initial moves, not necessarily sustained. So Iost's kind of got that vibe to it. The other thing that's very possible here for Iost as well is Binance listing. Sorry, a Coinbase listing. If it was to be listed on Coinbase, it could do very, very well. But again, volume's a big thing. Volume right now is pretty weak, and if you go across the board, it's pretty weak. You're talking about a coin with a market cap of nearly $200 million, and the best volume we've seen on a daily basis was 42 million, and that's 47 million, but often it's been hovering, around 10, 15, 20 million. So the volume's been pretty weak. You got to remember that an exchange lists based on volume. How they make their money, they make their money on volume. They make the money on the trading fees, right? So there's an issue there in terms of they've got to get the volume up And I think targeted marketing, if they're on about doing like a KOL thing, you will probably see a number of significant names talking about it. And if we do see that, then that usually causes like retail to trade it more. If retail are trading it more, the volume increases. If the volume increases, maybe it can get a listing on the sort of Coinbase. And the Coinbase bounce is very, very significant. We've seen it many, many times. Now, in terms of price action, it's worth noting, look, one bull cycle is not great. It did... I'd be hesitant to say new high. I think this is very, very possible for a new high. I really, really do, because I think technologically it's better than a lot of its competitors. But again, I think they need targeted marketing. They need to get users, because they've got, for sure, plenty of holders, but users is something I think they're lacking compared to their competitors. So they've got to really focus on a targeted marketing campaign for users. But I'd be looking at around 6 cents as a sort of target point. If it hits 6 cents and there's still legs left in this bull cycle, then we can look at new all-time high. 6 cents, I think, is a fair initial target. It puts it at a market cap of 1.2 billion, which is fair given the technology behind it. It's fair given the holders behind it, and it's fair given the team behind it. The team have pretty good success rate. But without a growing user base, I struggle to see how it will break a new all-time high. So their job is to certainly onboard new users as regularly as possible. And yeah, I think obviously that KOL campaign, whenever they're looking at doing that, that should give us an indication of the reach that they can get. And then from there, we might see that retail pop. But let me know what you guys think about that in the comments down below. Do you like their roadmap? Let me know. And guys, if you want to make the same profits as me in this bull cycle, all you have to do is jump onto copymycrypto.com and join up. That's the site I run where I share with my members the coins that I own. Whenever I add to the coins I own, I let my members know what coin I'm adding and at what price. Whenever I sell a coin, I let my members know what coin I'm selling and at what price. This means my members make the same profits as me, but they don't have to do any work at all. If you go onto the site, you'll see what my members have made. You'll see what I've said in the past. Everything on there is public record, so you can verify it. Copymycrypto.com is where I do all the work. Dive into the markets. And look, I've talked about the spreadsheet before. This is like a 16-month window. You have less time now. We're already in a bull cycle. You've got a month, maybe 2, before these markets start ripping. And once they rip, if your portfolio is non-existent or full of crap, you're not going to make the profit. So have a read of copymycrypto.com, see the success stories, and try out the service, guys. And that's it from me. Have a good day. Bye-bye.